So here we are, and I got the bash bar primered. I fit it on there. And this is the TURN5 bash bar. And that's not the final coat. I just got it primed so it wouldn't rust because it came just raw metal, and I need to get some primer on it. So the holes aren't lining up 100%, and I'm not going to say it was TURN5, the actual people that build it. It's probably 100% correct, but this car has been kind of smashed up, cracked up a little bit, so more than likely that's what it was. But I'm going to have to tweak it a little bit to get the bolts to line up. I'm 100% confident that it's the car itself. You know, like I say, it's been cracked up a little bit. We bought it wrecked, so, but it's bought to drift, you know. That's the purpose of this car. So, knowing I'm going to have to tweak it a little bit, I think I'm just going to go ahead and paint it, because I can take a sledgehammer and kind of, the actual frame piece coming out, where it bolts, I can tweak it just ever so slightly to get it to line the bolts up, so I shouldn't have to do anything to the actual metal piece. If I do anything, I'll get a burr bit and I just have to round out one of the holes maybe, and that won't really affect the paint except for that particular spot, and I can tape it off if I need to. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a coat of paint on it just to see how it looks with a coat of paint on it. All right, here we go. All right, so I never sprayed anodized paint before, and I didn't know you're supposed to put either a raw metal, like a light colored metal, or a light base on it, or chrome. I didn't know. Well, I sprayed it on the black primer, and it was like almost brown looking. So I read the can, and on the can it tells you to use a light base color on it. And now we're getting somewhere as I run out of purple. This is where we're going. So I gotta go get some more purple, and we'll let that dry for now, and I may not do it tonight, but I know they got 3 more cans of that purple down there, so I'll let that silver base coat actually dry good tonight. I wanted to put some purple on it, so I put some on it just kind of see how it's going to do. And I noticed that it's going to be kind of splotchy, so I'm going to go ahead and get 2 cans, and that way I can coat it good, because if I don't, it's going to end up having like silver splotches in it if I don't get it good and covered, maybe a couple of coats, and try to get the darkness consistent through the whole thing. So that's going to make all the difference. So I think 2 coats will be key, so I'll get those, and that's the color we're going. Stay tuned, here we go. Alright, so we finally got a little more paint. I got 2 more cans coming, so we're finally getting this thing done. We'll show you the color here. What this is called is anodized purple, so if you're car people, you probably knew that anyway, but for the folks that don't do a lot of car stuff, anodized purple is what this is. And I think I got dust all over everything in the shop here. Oh yeah, that's okay. It'll wipe off, wash off, one of the two. But yeah, that's it. So we'll get her finished up. I'll get it finished up, put another, probably at least one more good coat on it. This stuff sprays on super thin, and it don't take me just a second for it to run. Like, it's super thin. So I'm having to put it on real thin coats. I got fans running, the doors are open, so there's gonna be like dust and debris in it. It's a drift car. It's gonna get banged up, it's gonna get skin up. So I'll put a coat on it tonight, let it dry, and then maybe sometime tomorrow I'll come and make sure everything's good and dry, flip it over, do the fine tune it on the, I got all I could from, you know, underneath where it's sitting. Should have hung it up maybe, I guess, but if I have to move a car in here, it's at least mobile, so it's not hanging in my way somewhere. So once I get that figured out, get a coat on it, get it flipped over, get whatever spots I may have missed, get it good and dry, and then I'll get me a clear coat and put me a couple of coats of a good high gloss clear, and then we'll call it. But I'm taking my time on it. It's gonna get nicked up and skin up, but I want it to be a good thick coat. That way if it does get skint, maybe it won't just tear it all the way down to bare metal and rust. I don't want it to rust out or whatever, so we can always clean it up and respray it. I just don't want it rusting before we can get to it. So I did put a couple of coats on it. I want to put a couple more coats on it, good and thick, because this stuff's super thin. And then clear coat it. But once I get it all painted up, then we'll put it on the car, and then I'll get some footage of it on the car, which I'm sure you'll see a bunch of it when we go drifting. But all right, here we go. All right, so here we go. We finally got the door shut, and you can probably tell a little better about the lighting on the bash bar here. See what you got here. Well, that's what we got. I gotta, like I say, flip it over and put a little paint on the back side to make sure there's no silver showing. Just kind of put a coat on it. I'm not going to go crazy on, because the front was the main thing. Maybe just a little bit to cover the silver, and coat or two, whatever, and then we'll get it back after it dries, flip it over, clear the whole thing top to bottom, end to end. Maybe 2 coats of clear on it, real light coats. I don't want to get crazy with it. I don't want to try to turn milky looking, but put too much on it. I've had that happen. Ask me how I know. But I put 2 halfway thin coats of clear on it, kind of see how it does. I'll do it on the back probably first, just to see what it does, and let her dry from there, and then we'll be ready to put her on the old IS300. All right, here we go. So that's it. We ended up painting it purple. That's pretty much the way it looks. The IS300 is actually lowered, so it sets pretty low to the ground. And this is a double. You can get a single where it stays up just that top bar, but we decided to go ahead and get the double. We're not gonna do the bumper cover back on it, because we're just gonna tear it back off. I think it's pretty bad actually. Anyway, it's on the back of my rollback, wadded up in front of my G35, so we'll probably just leave that thing off and just rock it like that. We may end up getting the back one too, from the same manufacturer or whatever. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. Fits good, looks good, it's pretty solid. Yeah, it's kind of pricey, but we couldn't really find any other ones, anybody that made a double for an IS300. So we grabbed that thing and put it on. But TURN5 Fabrication, thumbs up on the part, fit good, looks good and solid. Welds weren't bad. They weren't bad. I've seen better, but they weren't bad. They weren't bad at all. They're solid for this type of application. They're plenty good enough. So, all right, here we go.
I'm feeling high.